Okay, hey guys. So today I'm going to jump on here and talk about the new JACYLN Hill Volume 2 palette. I just want to jump right into it. I have the Volume 1 somewhere. Everybody knows at this point the Volume 1 looks like this, wherever the fuck I'm pointing, I don't know. But it looks like this. It's very iconic. I remember when I was like in beauty school, that palette was like huge. And then now, finally, I guess 2 years later, we have a volume 2. So it's really exciting. I think a lot of people have seen it kind of circulating around the internet. I've had a chance to really play around with it. I do work for Morphe to get the palette a little bit sooner than a lot of people, which I'm really thankful for. So I have been playing around with the palette for the past like week or so, just to get a really good feel for the palette before I do a video on it. Before I jump into my overall thoughts and opinions of the palette, I just want to read a little bit about what the palette is, a little bit, I just want to read a little bit about the palette and what Morphe says this palette is. You'll be living your best life with this bougie AF palette that sparkles like no other. What can we say? JACYLN Hill makes us feel some type of way. With 35 bossy brights that are practically slaying your name, this palette calls all the shots today and every day. So also this palette retails for $39. She also does have an extension of her brushes coming out as well. So there is 15 brand new brushes that are coming out as well. I'm not sure how many she has already, but it's definitely a lot. So, I'm gonna play a little bit, a little clip of basically like the first or second look that I did with this palette, just to give you guys two different looks that I've done. Also, we're gonna jump into the tutorial that I did of this look in a minute. First thing about this palette is as soon as you open up, it's pretty big, but as soon as you open it up, it's very beautiful. Super, super bright colors. Definitely up my alley. I was obsessed with this palette the minute that I saw it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna put this out there. JACYLN Hill, not really one of my absolute favorite people on the internet. But I do have to give credit where credit is due, and I'm still going, even after all of her losses, I guess you can call it. Anyway, really I've had no issues with the palette. You'll see in the swatches, they all swatch very well. The only thing that I had a complaint about is the red shades. As I'm using the red shades, so like this kind of corner here, they do get a little patchy. So the way that I do my shadow, if you guys watch like my very first video, you would see I like to pack my shadows on first and then blend. So with these red shades, if you're the type of person that likes to go in with like a transition color and then a darker red and then an even deeper red, these reds, I don't know what it is, but they just don't layer that great on top of one another. But that aside, if you're using them first and you're packing on the shadow first and then blending, I really had no issue, honestly. The only other thing that I would say is the shade Living My Best Life, that's that bright red shade. On my eyes, I don't know if you can see it in the clip that was just playing, but it looks like pink. Like it comes off very pink, which is annoying because in the pan it looks like a really beautiful bright red, and it does come off quite pink. Not a bad pink, but still I would expect it to be a red shade if it's going to be red. Yeah, but all in all of the purple shades performed really well in the eyes. I know that purples are very difficult to make, honestly, especially for this palette being only $39. You're not really paying a whole lot. But the purples in this palette really are nice. The yellow I used for the first time today in my inner corner. I used it with a yellow base, but really I have no issues. It was a very pigmented yellow, and I think really pigmented yellows are like very difficult to find, but I was very impressed with this one. The neon shades, the pink shades, the orange shades, I really have no complaints all in all. I think some of the shimmer shades are kind of hard pressed. They're not as creamy as Morphe's usual like metallic or like shimmer formula. I don't know if this is like a new formula that they're trying or something, but these ones just feel a little bit firmer in the pan. They still perform fine. It's just a texture kind of thing, that's all. like, if I had to change anything or if I had to redo this palette, I would take out the way too many brown shades, because you have these really beautiful pinky bright tones, all these really beautiful pops of color. I would have really liked to just see that. I really didn't think that, like, all of these brown shades up here, these practically look the same on the eye. So I get it. I think she was trying to go for like an all-in-one kind of palette. You can even use this for, excuse me, you can use them for bronzer or blush or whatever, which, yeah, I can appreciate, but I feel like I'd rather have a more smaller condensed palette of the shades that I know that I'm going to use, rather than just like a bigger palette full of everything, you know? But that is a personal preference. I know some people will use all of the colors, but yeah, like I said, it's just a personal thing. All in all, I really do like this palette. The black is really nice. I have no complaints. I think this is a really good re-up of the volume 1, honestly. I'm excited to see what else, if there may be like a volume 3 in the works, who knows. But I'm definitely really excited to be playing around with this palette more. Definitely one of my favorites lately. Without delaying anymore, I'm going to jump into a quick tutorial of the look that I have on today. And then once that's done, I'll jump back for an outro, and that'll be that. Go in. So this is the completed look on this side. I don't really know what I was going for. I just kind of wanted some color, some pop, some drama. I don't know. I wanted to kind of work with the more vibrant shades in this palette. So of course we used the yellow, the hot pink. I'll tell you what colors we're using as I go as well. As always, I'm going to start with my NARS Soft Matte Concealer as my primer. I'm going to do that first. Cool. Once I have my primer laid down, I'm going to go in with a little bit of Morphe. This is their white concealer. I really like it because we're doing a lot of really like bright, kind of neon, intense, colorful colors. So using the white really does help to kind of make those colors pop a little bit more. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this. Okay, cool. So now that I have that white laid down, I'm going to go in. I kind of went with this look. I did a little bit different than what I would normally do. So I'm going to take the My Man, that really bright like neon orange shade on a 443 brush. I'm going to take that, and I'm just going to really pack that color on my outer V kind of shape. And I'm just really trying to pack that color. I'm not blending, I'm not swiping. I'm literally just pushing that color down where I want it to be. That orange down, I'm going to go with the pink. That shade is called Tipsy Girl. So I'm going to take that with a different 433, same 433, but just a different one so I don't mix the colors. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. So I'm literally just taking, you can see a lot comes off on the brush. These shadows are really pigmented. I'm going to take that and literally just start pressing that color down again. Okay, y'all, my camera just died. Sorry if this cuts off at a weird spot. We're just going to go with it. So now that I have that pink and the orange laid down, I'm going to go in and just start blending that. I'm going to use my M441 brush. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to take the same brush that I used to pack on each color and literally just blend it up. Switching brushes, so I'm taking the M441, a little bit of that orange shade, and just lightly blending outwards. I'm basically now just going kind of back and forth, blending and pressing on color to make sure that I get the most pigmented look. Okay, cool. So once I have the the pink and the orange down, I'm going to go in with a little bit of a mixture of Dance Party and Living My Best Life. So it's that darkest red and the plum kind of shade. And I'm going to take this on that just very, very outer corner of the orange and just press. This is just going to add a little bit of dimension so that it's not so like washed out, basically. Cool. So once I have that kind of blended and buffed out to where I want it to be, I'm going to take a little bit of, where is it? This is a Jeffree Star liquid lipstick. This is the shade Queen Bee. It's just a yellow. I'm going to take that right on my very inner corner. This is going to make sure that that yellow that we do on that inner corner really, really stands out and pops. So once I have that laid down, I'm going to go with the yellow shade. It's called No Joke. It's a really pigmented yellow, actually. I'm going to take that again, just pressing that pigment on. We're not doing too much blending or anything right now. I just want to get the maximum pigmentation out of the shadow that I can. Cute. So off camera really quick, I'm going to add a little bit of glitter just on the side of the lid. I'm going to do a little bit of liner, clean up the edges, make sure everything looks nice and crisp, and then I will come back and we'll get started. It just about covers everything. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. There's a lot of really awesome content in the works. And of course, if you guys like this palette or if you're interested in it, you're going to pick it up, whatever, please tag me. I love seeing other people's looks and things that they do. I'm also on Instagram, obviously. I'm trying to get better with social media. Please don't kill me because I'm really not great. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.